Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Like the title says, I'm gonna be drawing some of my favorite YouTubers, and I don't really got much else to say, so let's get started. Alright, ladies first. Now in my last video I did a drawing of the full Smosh cast for their 20th anniversary, and that was pretty fun. You know, it was a very cartoony drawing, very big. It was the first time I had done something so large. And that came with some complications. One of which was Angela. She was particularly hard to draw, and I'm somebody that gets really fixated on these types of things. So I decided to draw her again, this time with reference. Now there's a couple of reasons why she's so hard to draw. One of which is that women in general are gonna be harder to draw, at least for me. You know, men have really rough features, so if you accentuate certain features that they have, you know, nothing really changes. They probably look a bit older, a bit rougher, and that's all fine. But if you go too hard on women's features, they start to look way older than they actually are. Now with Angela, there's an extra layer of difficulty because of her head shape. If you ever want to test your abilities as an artist, draw women with this kind of head shape. Women like Angelina Jolie, Keira Knightley, the girl from Sex Education, Olivia Munn. Because these women have such sharp jawlines, you run the risk of making them look more masculine than they are. So throughout the whole drawing process, you're trying to keep their femininity. So throughout the whole drawing process, you're trying to keep their feminine features, keep them the beautiful women that they are, and not crossing the line, you know? Now at the end of this rough sketch, I probably did make her more masculine than I would have wanted her to be. Now each of these rough sketches took me like 15 minutes or something like that. But I'm gonna be taking some extra time off screen, fixing all of these. Now with the other two, it took me like an hour each. With Angela, it took me like, I'm pretty sure like 3 hours. But I'm pretty happy with the result in the end. I think she looks great. I think I did a pretty decent job. You know, I could have cheated it and drawn her from like the side or like a 3/4 view, but you know, I'm not no pussy. Just like as an extra thing, I did draw her from the side, and let me tell you, it was much easier. Alright, next person. Next up, we have Hunter, aka Meatcanyon. I wanted to go with a completely different kind of person in this next drawing. From this very pretty, very delicate woman to this ogre of a man. I found this picture of Hunter from like a Reddit post somebody made, where they said he looked really good, and I gotta concur. He looks, dare I say,
godly.
You know, he looks like he's 6'8" in this picture. Now, like I said, men are way easier for me to do, and it was that much easier. I think part of what helped me was that I drew him a lot bigger. With Angela, I took like 1/4 of the page. I should have drawn her way bigger than I did. It really helps you when the portrait is bigger. I know it sounds counterintuitive, like you have more space to cover, and it's probably easier for you to mess up. Like, it's easier for your mistakes to be shown at that large scale. But trust me, when you get used to it, drawing bigger portraits is the way to go. You can just pack in a lot more detail, and it's easier to fix mistakes. There were some things about him that were hard, like his ear. His ears are deceivingly bigger than they look. But apart from that, you know, he has a beard. It covers all of his face. He has long hair. All of these things make it way easier for me to draw him. And I'm trying to capture something different. I'm trying to make him look cool instead of trying to make him pretty. In the end, I'm pretty happy with the result. And it took way less time than with Angela. Next up, we have Kurtis Conner. Now, I wanted to show Kurtis some love, because every once in a while, I get like a post that says something along the lines of, I'm sick of this type of man, or where's the factory where they're building this guy, And it's a picture of Kurtis and, like some other guy. And to that I say, hey, no, I think Kurtis is a handsome guy. So I wanted to show some love here. For some reason, Kurtis has decided to be like this silly little goofy gremlin guy. But he's a pretty handsome dude, So did I show the side of him? No. For some reason, I really fixated on this one picture I found of him. Now, in my last video, I said I don't like Googling people. And this is really why. Because I found this picture, and I don't know where the guy who found it got it from. It feels like he sneaked into his home and took this photo from like a binder. The reason why I don't like Googling people is because it makes me feel like a creep. It makes me feel like a stalker, Particularly with influencers. With celebrities, you just kind of get like red carpet pictures. But with influencers, you get like their life. And I'm kind of unsettled by that. But I really do like this picture, so I had to draw it. Now, there were some complications with this drawing. One of which is that I drew him way too big, and he wasn't going to be able to fit the page. So I had to start all over again, which is pretty common. The next is that I overestimated how tall he was. But I fixed it in the end. No big deal. Now, a really good advice that I can give you is that if you feel like you're really frustrated and trying to fix a drawing, you think it's gotten away from you, just give up on it. Just fucking throw it away, erase it all, whatever you need to do. But I promise you, you're not gonna fix it. I'm sorry. Just throw it away and start a new drawing. Take all the experience from the last drawing that you did and bring it over to the new one. And I promise you, it's gonna be a lot easier than trying to fix your mistakes. So because this drawing was so easy, I did decide to draw him in another way, in like this cool guy way. And I really like both drawings. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how I did. Let me know if there's any other people you want me to draw. I don't know if you can link some pictures. I don't know if that's something YouTube allows. But that would really help me because, I don't like snooping around for them. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time.